we're going to have a look at conditionals. If an integer becomes a certain value and then you would like to be able to use the if condition, and conditionals are normally a way to check for something, and the if condition normally works on if something is true, then you have to do something. So let's start. I'm going to say cars is equal to 10, and I'm now going to say if cars, i.e. if there are any value for cars, it needs to print you have cars. So I'm going to press enter again, and now you can see, because there is a condition that has been met, for example, there are 10 cars, it will then print you have cars. So we've now used the if command, and we're now going to go to the else command. And generally, if something doesn't meet the criteria, then we need to have a different option, and that's where else comes in. So I'm going to type in exactly what we had before, but this time I'm going to say cars is equal to 0, i.e. we don't have any cars. So the first criteria of print you have cars won't be validated. The next step that we now need to do is we now need to press enter, and I'm going to press backspace once because it has to start at the new line, and I'm now going to write else. So if you have a car, it has to print you have cars, else I'm going to press enter, you need to print no cars. So I'm going to press enter, and I'm now going to press enter again, and this will now run, and you will now see that we don't have any cars. Operators compare two different values, and you use this in maths all the time. So it's less than, greater than, equal to, less than and equal to, and that kind of thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write if, let's say 5 is less than 8, then what I would like it to do is I would like it to print move cars. And I'm now going to press enter again to run it, and because 5 is less than 8, this condition is true, and therefore it comes up with move cars. Let's now change the if condition, and now let's say if, for example, 7 is less than or equal to 6, then what needs to happen? Well, if the statement is true, we want it to print move cars, and I'm going to backspace, else we need to then say print keep cars. So I'm going to run this, and it's now going to tell me to keep the car, because the reason for this is this if 7 is less than or equal to 6, which it's not. So it didn't do the if statement, but it did the else statement instead. We have two different commands, and or, and both of these are different things that can help us. If we use and means that both conditions have to be met in a single statement, whereas or, only one of those conditions needs to be met. So if, and I'm just going to say anything, alright, so if there's something and there is something else, then it needs to print go to lunch. And because both of the different statements had something in it, the condition was met because it was an and because both of the conditions were met, it did print go to lunch. We can do exactly the same thing using or. What you will notice is we've now used or, and although there is not a number in both of those conditions, if I press enter and enter again, it will still print go to lunch, because or means either one of those two conditions have to be met in order for this to proceed.